Hello everyone and welcome to episode 9 of Cross Atlantic Gaming. I'm your host Risky the Kid, and joining me this week, as always, my co-hosts Chocolate Bear.
How you doing, guys?
And DocH1X1.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? I don't know. Nothing. What's up with you guys? Tell me one
Got real
thing.
somber.
I was like, what is I'm sweating. I turned the AC off 2 seconds ago. We're going to talk about the weather until forever. Until it cools down a little bit, then I'll stop talking about the weather. But I turned off the AC unit and I'm already sweating. So, I'm doing good. What I was going to say though is we'll start with Chocolate. Chocolate, tell me one thing that happened this week with you that wasn't gaming related. Threw you for a loop there, didn't I?
You gave me a right
it's a gaming
curveball.
podcast, so I want you to tell me something that happened this week that didn't have to do with gaming.
About your life. And I went back to work, which sucked hard. So I took, I should say, my wife's maternity leave. This makes me sound really manly right now.
You're fine. It's okay to be vulnerable.
So yeah, I took 7 months off, and I finally went back on Saturday, which was awful.
Yeah.
You didn't love going back to work?
Oh, Christ, no. I mean, bear in mind, I only probably work about 13 hours a week. But
So
yeah,
barely went back to work.
it's kind of like turn up, say hello, go home. You know, you're done for the day.
Doesn't sound too bad.
It's a physical job, but anyway. Yeah,
Gotcha.
that was me. It
And
was
Doc,
boring.
How about you? Tell me one thing.
I don't know
Not
if you,
gaming related.
yeah, I don't know if you guys have watched this. Me and my wife watched The Staircase on Netflix. It's pretty good. Would recommend.
Oh, I watched some of that's the writer.
Yes,
who
it kind of
killed-
like in
maybe
the same.
killed his wife. Maybe
yeah,
didn't.
yeah, probably did, but it's in the same vein as How to Make a Murder. It's kind of like a documentary from the defense's point of view, but is another great documentary of how the American justice system can totally screw you over, especially if you don't have a lot of money to throw at lawyers. So yeah, it's scary, but with that said, I mean, you guys, if you happen to watch it, you can let me know what you think. But I think the guy probably did commit the crime, but at the same time, I think he got an insanely unfair trial. So
I think I got like 3 episodes into it, maybe, and then stopped. I don't know why. I'm really bad at television shows, so that could have everything to do with it. I'm just.
Was it giving you ideas?
Yeah, I was like, I need to stop because I'm learning how to get away with murder. 'Cause that's what all these Netflix documentaries are about. Is hey, how can I be a better criminal? So I'm learning.
yeah, it's good though. It's worth the watch. I think there's 13 episodes. But and I'm like you, Risky. I don't know if I would have seen it through. I mean, it was good, but I don't know if I would have stuck to it unless my wife had really kind of got us to. But because I'm bad for not following through on seasons and stuff. But yeah, would recommend it. It was pretty cool.
Good deal. All right, well,
Sounds
hey.
good.
Then games. What have you guys been gaming this week? Either of you, Doc,
Oh.
Chocolate.
You go ahead,
Doc,
Chocolate.
you go first. Oh,
Just kidding. All right. Well, I've been playing some Battlefield 1 with you, Chocolate, and a few other people off and on. Played with Sweeney and Milk the other day. But, yeah, I don't know why I'd gotten out of it so long, but, yeah, it continues to be a great freaking game that really promotes teamwork and stuff. But, yeah, it can't wait for Battlefield 5, and that's just really getting me in the mood for it. And can't wait.
I saw that awesome logo you made for the 16-ounce platoon.
That actually did turn out better than I thought it would. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Definitely, dude.
I'm by no means like an artist with that stuff, but like I took the time to make that, and I was like, this actually turned out okay, because it pissed me off so bad because they have numbers on their little editing thing, but they do not have letters.
Of course not. So the 16
why would
looks
they?
really good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is professional grade 16. But you get into letters, you're just like, oh yeah, this was made in a little editor thing. Okay, yeah, but yeah, those. Luckily, that their version of the editor gave you enough layers to where I could make a lot of those shapes I needed to. But because there's some editors out there, it's like you have 10 layers to use. It's like, well, there's no way I can make jack shit with this. So.
That's like Call of Duty always had those editors, and
Yeah,
they must have had
exactly.
infinite
yeah.
layers because some of the stuff that people would make just absurd.
It really is, like, on an insane artistic level of, like, they have, like, shading and stuff in there, and it's like,
dude.
God
What?
bless. Like, yeah, it's like, good on you, but, like, still. Yeah, so we've got at least that going for us now, which that's pretty cool, when the final ends and you have the logos pop up. So, and it's hilarious to see a World War I accurate representation of a German soldier go down in a gunfire, and then on his shoulder is 16-ounce gaming. Like, not to take anything away from that conflict, but it is super weird to see that. So, yeah.
I'm surprised they couldn't let you import images and then kind of hold it for a day just in case there were
to verify it or whatever, like GamerPix or something.
Yeah.
I thought for sure that was an option, and I looked everywhere, and it's like, I even looked on forums, they're like, yeah, there's no way as of now to do that. And I was really bummed out because I'm just like, oh, I'm going to actually have to try on this. But, like, yeah, I thought for sure they would have that, but no dice.
Well, it's the weird thing is, like, if you were going to upload a picture of a penis, you could just use the editor and make a penis anyways.
Which people have done.
So, like,
I've been killed by those people before.
You've been killed by penis?
Also that. No, like, you'll be like, oh, this guy killed you. Immediately on the kill cam, it shows their emblem. It's like their user created, well, not always user created, but it shows their emblem. I've been killed by countless, like, Nazi flags, all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
it's
good.
just like, oh, yeah,
those
really,
pass through.
Yeah, really emboldens your faith in humanity big time. But,
yeah, if they let those things through, you would just think the import editor.
What's it matter at that point? Yeah.
Yeah, it'd make it so much easier for everyone else, unless they really want people to try hard, which is,
I guess.
I don't know.
But yeah, been playing that. Just really, every time I play that, I'm like, yep, can't wait for Battlefield 5. This game is solid, and I really want to go back to World War II. And then a couple of Game Pass games. Me and Milk hopped on Vermintide 2 and gave that a shot. Had played the beta a little bit before then. Didn't get really. I only played like the first prologue and first level on the beta, but played a little bit more on the once it released. And that is a really solid game. I think we talked about before. It's like a Left 4 Dead style of like high fantasy. I'm not into the Warhammer lore, but it's set in that universe. And the one thing I'll say about it too. Anybody out there that's a big Diablo fan, the best way to think of this is like Left 4 Dead meets Diablo in the sense that there is a humongous loot hook to this game. And with dailies, weeklies, all these achievements you can do to get basically loot boxes. As far as I can tell, there's no way to buy them, but that's how you unlock random loot. And so you don't pick up anything in the level. You basically get everything when you get back to your base or whatever. But really good, solid game, and I'll definitely be playing a lot more of that.
I have to download that as well. You said that's in Game Pass, right?
It is. It's in Game Pass. No brainer. Yeah, it's a really good game.
I think I've got it loaded, but I haven't fired it up yet.
And that was day and date on Game Pass.
It was.
Right? That's awesome.
Which that's getting to be more popular. And I actually didn't include this in a news story. I kind of wish I had now, but like the thing that Phil Spencer talked about at E3, and now they're finding out now with a lot of these games, is that games that are in Game Pass and the exposure they're getting, and I think we talked about this before with State of Decay 2, they're actually selling more of these games that are in Game Pass available to anybody that has that subscription.
That's crazy, isn't it? To think that
it's counterintuitive.
Yeah, you've got the game for free.
Yeah.
How are they actually copping on more sales is mind-boggling.
There's two lines of thought. One is that you have some people that are just like, okay, well, I'm getting a 20% discount. I might as well buy it because I really like this. And it might have, other than Microsoft games, it might eventually leave Game Pass. But then you also have the people that are saying, well, the exposure it gets from all these people playing the game, and then they talk about it to their friends, or they're streaming it or whatever. Like the game's getting that much more exposure that way. But the reason I bring it up is because Rocket League also went in Game Pass this past week. And it had previously been it was all the way down to number 45 on the chart as far as money spent in game. It is jumped up to number 5 now on the Xbox chart.
That's so good.
Yeah, but it like that definitely to me makes me think we're going to see a lot more situations like Vermintide and stuff like that hitting day and date.
I hope so. I mean,
yeah,
why not?
Well, I know Ashen's coming out sometime this fall, and that's going to be day and date on Game
Ashen
Pass.
looks good too.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, but it definitely has a bright future for what we might expect. Instead of just hoping for AAA games to hit a few months later, we might get it right away. So,
Game Pass is so good.
It is easily the best value in gaming right now. I know that it got a bunch of articles, but it really is. Like, I don't know what's better than it right now, other than like going wild on Steam sales and buying stuff really cheap. Other than that, like, I don't really know what you could compare it to. And lastly, a game that I dove like 60 hours in on the Steam version, Bomber Crew. It come out on Xbox, and what did I do? I played it like crazy again. My excuse now is to unlock achievements.
Of course.
Whatever excuse that is.
You need a reason. It's
Yeah.
not a good one, but
yeah, there you go.
we'll take it.
That game, for whatever reason, the loop of that game just really clicks with me, and I think I'm a person that kind of like history, especially war history. So of course I like the history of World War II, and that game scratches that itch, along with just a really cool mechanic of managing all these different operators of your bomber plane.
Yeah,
and
you talked about this last week, right?
I don't know if it's last week. I think I actually talked about like one of our first episodes,
Or maybe it was
because
a
I was playing it
while
on
ago.
Steam, or something. I think I was back when I was playing it on Steam, but
And you might have mentioned it was coming to Game Pass,
yeah,
and now it's here. Okay, cool.
yeah. So and I would say this too. Even if you don't think you would like this, it's 560 megabytes. Takes like 2 seconds to download. I would give it a shot just for that alone. I mean, but yeah, it's an interesting game to where you're basically, like I've already went over, but you basically have you have different people. You have like the tail gunner, mid gunner, and there's a top and bottom, and then you have a front gunner. Front gunner is also usually the bomber, so if you're about to bomb or take a photo, he has to shift down into that little spot, and you have to kind of tell all these people to do stuff. You have a navigator, you have a radio guy, pilot, engineer, and it's more involved than you would even think. So like obviously radio guy radios in that the planes are coming in, stuff like that. You can have individual engines catch fire to where you might have to have the engineer guy on his station put out a fire with his controls, or say 2 engines on the left side go out, you might as well transfer all the fuel on the left side over to the right side engine so you can make it back to base. A lot of intricate stuff like that. You can literally even have your guys go out on the wing and repair an engine, which I would not recommend doing that in a dogfight because I lost 2 guys doing that.
They just get shot off the wings.
I think a guy got like headshotted off the wing. I'm just like, well, your sacrifice is not in vain. Hopefully,
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, it's a really good game. Can't recommend it enough, and it's more deep than you would think for how cartoony it looks on the outside.
I was going to say, that was one thing that was kind of off-putting to me, because I watched it after you recommended it, or maybe I saw you playing it recently or something, but there was some reason in this last week that I did watch the YouTube trailer for it, and the artwork's definitely not for me.
Yeah, I could see that being a turnoff for a lot of people, actually, because it's cartoony and cutesy, kind of almost looking, for sure.
Because then don't they actually, the way they speak too is kind of like Sims?
It is
Sims language.
Yeah,
too.
You'll have of course they actually have text come across, but your radio guy will be like, enemies coming in from the southeast, but here, and it's like that's all you hear. It's just like so it's got that Sims talk chat too. Yeah, it's got those aspects, but I would say,
but the core game mechanics are good.
And like I said, it's such a low download. I would still say give it a shot.
And if you have Game Pass, it's 100% just there for free.
It's there.
So
yeah, and it takes no time to just upload. So yeah, but yeah, it's cool stuff. But that's it for me though. Pretty much that trio.
All right. Well, speaking of Game Pass, I'll take over next. Chocolate has stepped out for father duties again quickly, so I will go next. But speaking of Game Pass, I finally went in there. I mean, you talk about it so much. Everybody's talking about it all the time. Well, I might have mentioned this last week. Like, I was really only there for Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2. Those are the 2 big reasons I'm on Game Pass. And, like, knowing what's coming, like Forza, any Gears games, that kind of thing. It's like, that's why I'm there for the most part. But I finally decided to actually click on the tab and click See All Games in Game Pass. And, I don't know, like, 200 gigs later, I downloaded 15, 16 games.
Rip internet service.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I didn't get to try a ton of them. It was kind of whatever was popping up first I was playing, but some of them were definitely small. And the first game I tried was called Cluster Truck. I don't know if you've heard of this one before.
I don't know much about it, actually, to be completely honest. I've heard of it, but I don't really know much about it.
So you just have these different levels that you're going through, and it's kind of like first-person platforming across like semi-trucks that are driving.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there's like all these different worlds, and each world has 10 separate levels. I think I'm almost through World 6 now, so I've played a solid 60 of these levels almost.
So I mean, it sounds like it's a very addicting, hard to kind of put down once you're going kind of thing. Like,
that's exactly what happened. Like, I beat those 60 levels in one sitting, and it was when I first sat down. I just didn't stop.
Oh, wow.
Super addictive, and like if you die, you get put right back into the game, like immediately back at the start.
So that's nice. Okay.
So yeah, you can keep going. No load.
So
time,
no frustrating. Yeah, I was about to say, because that could get frustrating on a game like that where you're going to be failing a lot.
Oh,
you want to make sure you're back right away. Yeah.
If I'm spending 75 deaths on this one level,
right?
If I have to wait even 10 seconds between each load, there's no way.
Too long. Yeah.
But yeah, so there's just all these. You're in first person. You have a jump and a sprint. You can jump pretty far, especially when you're sprinting. But it's like a herd of semi trucks, and you're just jumping on the back of them. It's the weirdest sounding thing.
I'm actually watching it right now. This actually looks kind of insane. It almost gives me flashbacks of Mirror's Edge, but if you were
like Park.
This is cool looking.
Even like the colors and stuff. It's like all the trucks are white and like yeah, so I played that game just forever, and you can unlock different powers and stuff. Like once I unlocked a double jump, like that was a huge game changer. You could start blasting through worlds for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's completely different than anything I've been playing lately. It's worth a shot, even if you play it for like 45 minutes. Like.
You're worth out of it at that.
Yeah, like I don't know. If you play the first couple of levels and you hate it, then obviously put it down. But for some reason, it got its hook in me, and I mean, I might not even go back to it again, but like still, I got hours of entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
stupid game like that.
I'm watching some video reels of it here. I'm definitely gonna download this. This looks like a blast. I can't believe I'd never actually seen this till now. Actually,
yeah, it was one of those games that. I had seen it a long time ago because it was on sale probably for like $4.99, and I was like, do I need this game? I have no idea what it is, but it's only $5, so I better take a look. Yeah, it ended up being pretty fun. So yeah, I have a bunch of stuff downloaded from Game Pass now, and I plan on checking out more of that stuff this week, including Darksiders 1 and 2. I downloaded both of those. I've never played them before. You mentioned that they're the remastered versions, the Definitive and the War Mastered.
Kill me now.
So I'd like to boot up the first one at some point here. I feel like we're in a perfect spot for me to be playing something like that.
I definitely have a group now on my guide, which is like I literally named it like games where sequels are coming. Like it's like
so
you might not have played this or beat this, but maybe now's the time because all of these sequels are coming out this fall. Or maybe I've beat them and I want to play them again. But like you've got like Red Dead, Hitman, Just Cause 3. Some people might not have beat the first Resident Evil. Just a lot of these games that are getting sequels coming out that I've got this group for. I'm just like, maybe I should replay these. And like Darksiders is in that category for me. Like I never played 2. I barely played 1. I'm like, and I've heard enough people talk pretty highly of them. So I'm like, probably should give this a shot. And I'm like, now's the time to do it. There's not a whole lot else going on right now. So
yeah, maybe that's something the three of us can try to do at some point. We'll take a week.
Yeah.
Some week and try to play some Darksiders, and we can come back and talk about it. I think that'd be fun.
See if Chocolate gets stuck on a water level or not, or what happens.
Right. I think I'm on level 4. I've been playing for 17 hours.
Like, Chocolate, didn't you talk about this 3 weeks ago?
Yes, and I've put 15 more hours into it.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I think that's a good point, though, because there's a lot of, and a few of those other games, like I got pretty far in Hitman, didn't beat it. never.
I got so frustrated in Hitman.
It could be, and that game expected you to replay those levels in a lot of different ways, and it could be very frustrating. Yeah. And Just Cause 3, that's another one where it's like I'm such a.
It's so
I need to, but that was one of those times where I'm like you, where I'm just like, I bought this game full price. It's been on sale so much now, and it's just like I never have even played it yet. Like I do that so much though.
Yeah, I knew that it was a gift. Like somebody definitely gave it to me for a birthday or something because it's one of the only like hard copies I have is Just Cause 3 for some reason.
Right.
So it's like I didn't buy that for myself.
Right. Yeah, and I know I would love it. Like I mean, it's just like. Go crazy, tether, whatever, parachute from wherever. Like, yeah, so I'm like, I need to play this and actually play through it because
even just seeing like those mechanics in that game, like even if you just play a few hours of it to see what you're getting yourself into for the fourth one, like I wouldn't be too bothered about what the story was or where Rico Rodriguez left off. But
yeah, I'm not buying additional lore books on the Just Cause universe
oh, you're not?
to get the full experience, but I the one thing I will say about that game too, the reason why I wanted to get back, actually give it a shot, was it really reminded me of the old school mercenary games back in the day.
Okay,
a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because like just like nonstop destruction, but even like crazier than that. So, so I'm definitely gonna give that a shot. But well, I mean, I say that, but like there's so many, so many of these games that like September, October, and all this stuff's gonna sneak up on us before we know it.
I went over the list of games that were coming out in October, and I think there was like
crazy.
6 of them that I wanted. Like these are all AAA games too. This isn't like if some indie stuff comes out. It's like 6 brand new $60 full blown experiences that I'm supposed to consume somehow in 1 month.
Yeah, it's just rest in peace anything else that comes out that month, I guess. I don't know. Like you got what is it? You got Call of Duty, Battlefield 1, Red Dead. I mean, that's just off the top of my head. The 3.
Mario Party. Woo, you're pumped.
Well, yeah, that one too.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey is also that month.
Right. Crap.
It's a lot, dude. it's a lot.
Bless. Spider-Man's September though, right?
Yeah, so make sure you beat that as quickly as possible.
Yeah, no joke, right? Yeah.
Also, welcome back, Chocolate.
I was going to say, I'm back. What a nightmare.
You're good, man.
It's okay. I was almost done finishing up what I've been playing. You missed Cluster Truck, though, so you're going to have to go check that out on your own time.
Okay, well, my day has been a cluster truck.
Exactly.
Nice.
And then my Flint Hook update. I was telling you guys last week how it's a roguelike and you have to beat 3 like little bosses to get to the main boss. And I made it to the main boss a couple times this week and I died every single time. Almost broke my Switch the last time. It was the first like big final boss kind of reminds me of Centipede, where you can like knock off its tail, like you start chipping away at how long it is. So as you knock each piece off, it gets smaller and smaller. This thing was down to like maybe where I had to knock 3 more pieces out of like 12 probably.
Yeah.
And I had like 50 health, and then it's just all hell broke loose. Like everything that went wrong in that last 30 seconds, like something would explode. You have to watch him like firing stuff at you. You have to watch like cannons coming in from the sides, just all this stuff. And I set the thing down, and I hadn't touched my Switch for like, I don't know, probably a couple of days after that, because I was just, it's like, if I start this back up, I'm going to break something. I don't want to break something, but I might. So then the next time I turned it on was probably for some Fortnite, which we could talk about quick. Season 5 is out for that. So I hopped back in that with a bunch of people. Did you get to play any, Doc?
Not much. I got the season pass, but I haven't honestly fired it up too much yet. But yeah, I'm looking to get in that fully this time on the Switch, and
that's definitely the place to do it.
Yeah, I'm hooked on the whole Fortnite Switch Pro controller setup right now.
Yeah, it's good.
It is. It's I don't want to make it sound like I'm actually winning games or anything. I've not actually won a game on it yet, but I will say that there's hands down I perform better on that version. However you want to chalk it up to either the competition on handheld mode or what, but I'm in a comfortable place with that version. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, what's up, Chocolate?
sorry, I was going to say, Doc, are you when you play it on your Switch, are you going handheld mode or are you docking it and?
Are you kidding me? No, I'm not a crazy person. I'm on Pro Controller. Well, and I mean, again, the reason I'm doing that is because that is giving me an advantage to anybody not using a Pro Controller, and it is. Yeah, you know what? I could honestly tell you when I get in a firefight on Fortnite, that's not just like somebody sneaking up on me or me happening upon somebody. Like when I'm in a firefight in a say a field or medium-sized range, like I can tell you within 2 seconds, A, what type of controller they're using, and B, if I'm going to win the fight.
Yep,
Like-
because if they're not using a Pro Controller, you're gonna kill them.
I can sidestep to the left or right and jump up and down, and there is no chance in hell they're going to hit me unless they get lucky. So, on a handheld, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's fun. I love that game. Has really turned me around to it, and this new season stuff looks really cool, actually. Especially like how you can get like a book or like almost like an additional quest guide for certain costumes to unlock more parts to the costumes and stuff. Like they're doing they're doing some cool stuff in that game. Yeah.
Yeah, and they they edited part of the map too.
Right.
I'm sure you noticed that. There's a big desert section now, and then there's also a golf course. And with the golf course came golf carts.
Oh,
so,
right.
So now there's another mode of transportation besides the shopping cart. So
Did I look at that correctly? Can you have somebody on the back where you would have the golf bags and actually standing holding like firing a gun? Can you do that?
yeah, you
Or,
can have two people on the back doing that if you want.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
That was when we first hopped in. We were like, we're not getting out of this golf cart until someone murders someone while we're
They have to
driving this
make
golf
us.
cart.
The drive-bys.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I got hung up on, so with the new seasons, you get like challenges each week, obviously, and that's how you work towards getting all your new cosmetic stuff or whatever. But one of the challenges this week was get grenade kills, and that's taken me so long. In any game, like doesn't matter what it is, I never utilize grenades. I don't know why. It's just like I'm so dependent on winning with a gun that I never think to pull
feel
out a
that
grenade.
would be
Gets me murdered.
Would be a 50 v 50 where people kind of group up.
You know that.
Well, you would hope they group up
and just lob a grenade and hope you get
Yeah.
lucky.
That's not a bad idea, actually, as far
that
as
is a good idea, actually. I'm
having
going to do that
groups of
right
targets.
after the podcast.
You can
Firing
tell
up
I
right
don't play. I don't play Fortnite.
It sounds like you play more than I do. That was
Oh no, I
that's a
can't.
pretty good strat.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
You could do it. You just got to give it time and practice and get
No,
a
it's all
Switch
this-
and a Pro Controller.
Yeah, it's all this jumping around. Well, yeah, now I'm back to work. I could do a few extra hours and treat myself,
there you go.
and then just have a Pro Controller with sick down one side, and on my other controllers, my son would do whatever with. Lose one, no doubt.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
That was me, though. Chocolate, what have you been playing this week?
I've had a pretty poor gaming session, really. So it's just been Battlefield.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a slow week, hard
You
week.
still using the sweeper?
The sweeper, yes, that gun. Why is there no attachments?
Oh,
Who cares, man? It doesn't matter.
Oh,
I will say, Risky, pro tip with that, like that is a legit good gun that I somehow skipped over my entire time playing that game. Like
That's what's because I played with you guys right after the podcast, and I was like, "You guys using the sweeper?" Because I just remember that gun being awesome.
well, I'm
You
over
can mow
here.
people down with it.
Yeah, I'm over here in a trench, and I'm just like, man, I am just playing like crap. And Risky's like, hey, you guys check out this sweeper gun? And he just like knocks a door down, wiping out entire squads. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, maybe let me check out that sweeper gun. Like,
I'm sure it was after literally 5 minutes we were like, right, where is this sweeper gun? Right, got it, let's go.
And we want to also say this too. Like, Risky's pretty damn good at that game. Like, you were like 40 something and something deaths. Like, you didn't need that gun to be that good, but at the same time, that gun is actually.
It's a cheater gun.
Well,
That's what I call it.
It definitely makes the medic a force to be reckoned with up close or medium range for sure. Like,
Yeah, no long range shenanigans there, but that's not really how I played.
Well, no,
normally
long
anyways,
range,
so
it's not that bad.
it's not
not
terrible.
horrible.
You can
it's
do
not
it,
horrible.
But like yeah, some of those other guns with like the optical sights are probably a little bit better. But yeah, that gun's kind of powerful for how much your clip is and stuff too. Like
because it's one of the only fully automatic weapons that's like an assault rifle.
Yeah,
I think that's probably why I was drawn to it. And it's like it hits like a truck.
Yeah,
it's good. I like it.
Yeah, that map we played was dreadful.
Oh man,
absolute crud.
The one with the ships out in the water?
The ships out, so you had to jump in your ship to get to the small island. It was tough.
Yeah, we had such a good game before that, and then we had to play that for like the next 45 minutes, and I was like, man, Battlefield was so much more fun like a half hour ago. What? This just turned into the worst game ever. I don't understand.
That map left a bad taste in our mouth. Yeah, because like, well, the thing is like that map, that harbor map or whatever, the U-boat base or whatever. Like, if you don't get that first point as like a beachhead to like move from, like it is dreadful. It is just dreadful to like try to go down that narrow like just kill box into the enemy, basically. You know, like I don't know. It was not a fun time for sure.
No.
But other than that map, I think we did pretty well.
No, we did.
Yeah, we did good.
We rocked some top squads, didn't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah, with our sweet 16-ounce logo.
Yeah.
Or we didn't have it then, actually.
No. I just had the YouTube channel Great War little logo on mine. So. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good times all around.
Yeah. Good week of gaming, I guess. Kind of.
Pretty solid. For the summer months, considering, I'd say pretty solid. You know.
Yeah, there you go. I agree. All right. So, what do you say we get into the news?
Yeah, I feel there should be just a little intro.
That's all we have. You.
Yeah,
perfect.
We won't be using that.
Also, we cannot pay you for that. So.
Oh, god damn it! Right. So CD Projekt CEO confirms Witcher sequel, but it's not Witcher 4. As I haven't read this, Doc, please tell me what's happened.
Yeah, so actually, either of you guys played any of the Witcher games? Big fan of the series? Any thoughts as far as?
Put like 80 hours into The Witcher 3 and still haven't beat it somehow.
I'm actually in that same camp, Risky. Somehow
So
I've not
that.
beat it, and I probably have like 100 hours in it. Like,
Yeah. I've only put 2 hours in, and I couldn't get on with it.
Technically, well,
Fallout took me ages as well, so it's definitely a game where I need to kind of play a few times and then kind of be settled with it.
Once they put out not The Witcher 4, it'll light a flame under your butt.
There you go.
to play the third one.
Yeah, so we have this. This actually came out of a online website based in Germany, actually, called Bankier. And I'm going to butcher this guy's name because he is Polish, but according to CD Projekt Red CEO Adam Kaczynski, maybe?
Kaczynski. I think that looks good.
Probably.
I think
okay.
Adam K.
Adam there K. You go. Adam K. So this is his direct quote to the website. The first 3 Witchers were by definition a trilogy, so we simply could not name the next game The Witcher 4. This does not mean, of course, that we will leave the world of The Witcher. The Witcher is one of 2 franchises on which to build the future activities of the company. Today, unfortunately, I cannot reveal anything more since Kaczynski, said Kaczynski in an interview with, I'm sorry, this is Polish outlet, not German, Bankier. So, that's basically the CEO of CD Projekt Red saying, we're going to come back to this universe. That, along with Cyberpunk, is our 2 main franchises now, but it sounds like it, maybe either won't be about Geralt or maybe somebody else. I don't know if that's hinting at like a Ciri game or what, but definitely not a sequel to The Witcher 3 though. So what do you think about that, Risky? I haven't put like a considerable amount of hours in the third one. Is that pretty exciting news that they're actually, eventually going to go back to that universe?
I'm glad. Yeah, I mean, I like the universe a lot. It's not something where I think you need to stick with Geralt. That's the thing. This is tough for me because I haven't like rolled credits on this yet, so I don't know if I'm gonna wish that there was gonna be more of his story or if it gets wrapped up nicely or what. But could they do like a? I I don't know if it's smart, but could they do a prequel? Because aren't they like the last of the Witchers, like him and a couple guys or something? So I wonder if it was ever something where there was like hundreds of them, like going back to that time period or something like that. Seeing when they first started or something like that. I don't know. It could be cool.
Yeah, not to sound like, well, I mean, I'm probably going to sound like it anyways, but not to sound like too much of a nerd. I read the first 3 novels in that series.
Yeah, you're a nerd for
yeah.
sure.
And even in those novels, they never quite, they kind of hint at the fact that, there used to be a lot more Witchers when the whole, like, melding of, like, magic and everything happened in that universe and creatures and everything came out. So it sounds like at one time there was I don't know if you want to call it like like a golden age for that type of stuff, for Witchers and stuff, but yeah, so I mean, I think that's a total possibility of, like, go back to a point where it's not like this latter period of, like, he's a dying breed of a type of a profession. And,
it kind of just reminds me of Star Wars.
I was just about to say
a little bit, like the Last of the Jedi.
Oh,
like he's the last of the Witchers, and like,
totally.
So we got the prequels, which we don't need to discuss them at all, but
maybe we don't want those prequels, but yeah.
There's, I don't know, that's like when we got to finally see more than just like Luke Skywalker, like Ben Kenobi. It's like you got to see lots of Jedis and lots of lightsabers and that kind of stuff. So I think it could be cool seeing a bunch of different Witchers, and maybe just focus on one or something.
They could take the story to another, give it another turn, couldn't they? If they go back to the beginning, potentially.
Yeah, definitely.
It gives more longevity into the Witcher universe if they do that. Or it could be that they gave that guy so much money or so little money.
Well,
the contract stipulated something, and they can't go Witcher 4.
Well, no, that's actually not true. So the thing is they have all the rights as far as the gaming universe of The Witcher go, as far as The Witcher goes. And it's kind of a funny story because the Andre, I forgot his last name, something Kovsky or something like that.
The creator of the books, right?
Yeah, the creator of the books who, came up with this universe, these characters, the Witcher story, Geralt, all that stuff. He actually sold them the rights to make the gaming versions way back before the first one came out, and he actually sold it for I want to say around $10,000, which, considering what that series became, might have been a little low.
Because I'm pretty sure
he was offered, wasn't he? 2 different.
He was
I'm probably
offered,
cutting you off, Risky.
He
sorry.
was he was offered to have an ongoing cut. He was, yeah. So, who could, games get pitched all the time and fail all the time. Who would know that it would become, what it's become? But he was given 2 choices, though. Yeah, for sure.
That guy's got to be just on Suicide Watch or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that sucks either way you look at it. Yeah, so. Now, with that said, as far as like prequel or way into the future goes, like I don't, I'm sure there's ways around them saying, well, this is the Witcher game version, so like they have their own creativity as far as that goes. But yeah, I think that's totally within the realm of their capability. I mean, they're well in this article, in this interview, they're establishing that this is an ongoing main franchise of one of 2, that in Cyberpunk. So
can you imagine if you're 2 IP
oh god, yeah, right?
The Witcher and what looks like is going to be amazing with Cyberpunk, like that.
Yeah.
Those are your 2 games that you're going to be known for.
Boy. I mean, at some point you are becoming the top tier developer. I mean, you're up there with what, like Rockstar, probably. Well, when they were making games, Valve, like, or. Blizzard. You're in that upper echelon, which I would argue you're probably better than all those. Especially if Cyberpunk ends up, being as amazing as everybody said it was at E3. So, yeah, it's good on them. CD Projekt Red doing God's work. So.
I hope this next game is just a dating sim, and I can just continue dating Triss. That's really all I want.
Oh man, yeah, Trish kind of got the shaft in The Witcher 3 as far as like I get. Well. Yeah, and in Witcher 2 actually. So, his go-to has always been what's her name, black hair, going blank now.
Yennefer.
Yennefer.
Girl who can't spell Jennifer. She's the worst.
Yeah, so I know that was always his main squeeze, but yeah, Yeah, Triss is pretty great. Or Raz. I'm confusing names now. Anyways, there's a lot of names in that universe. God, I'm getting confused now. But yeah, can't wait for whatever the next Witcher game is.
Give me Cyberpunk first.
Yeah. And I'd say that'll be the case. I think we're definitely, which, who knows how much farther out that is, but
decade.
Yeah, I hope you're wrong, but you're probably right. So, yeah, we'll see. I do like how they come out and said, no, it's totally for current gen consoles, and I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, the Tooth Fairy's real great. Moving on. Anyways,
right. So Rocket League to get cross-play support between Xbox One and the Switch soon.
Oh, cross-party. That was the key of that one. Cross-party support.
Oh,
come on, Chocolate.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, normally Chocolate
not.
wouldn't say anything, but that was a key difference on that one because it already has cross-play.
Yeah. It's because I'm shattered. It's going to work this morning.
It's okay. It'll
Getting
do it
back
to
into
you.
the swing of things.
Yeah, definitely.
Next week's podcast is going to be great.
Yeah, I'll make sure I won't work. And I'll make sure the baby stays
There
asleep.
you go.
And I'll make sure I have Red Bull. And I will make sure something else as well. Anyway, go.
Yeah, so last week we talked about how, there is crossplay currently up until now between Rocket League on Xbox and Switch. You would have to get a private match, and that's the only way you could really set it up. I think we even mentioned at the time, it's like, well, how does Fortnite work? Well, they have their own account that you make, and then that's how they allow people from different platforms to talk to each other. Sony. But anyways, this one is going to have the same idea, basically. So they are making something called a Rocket ID system. This comes out of Windows Central, where they learned that Rocket League, within as soon as possibly a week or two or in the next month, will have you create what's called a Rocket ID, and then that will then work like the Fortnite Epic account in the sense that if you're on Xbox, I'm on Switch, we can see each other, we can play with each other. Now, the thing I'll be really interested to see is what we also talked about last week in the sense that, unlike Fortnite, your purchases don't go over from Xbox to Switch. Now, I'm wondering if this will change that.
I hope so.
But, yeah, since they didn't to begin with, part of me is like, well, maybe not. But, I'm hopeful.
Or maybe it's something where, if you have the exclusive Nintendo stuff, it's just if you're playing on Xbox, that's just not a car you're able to drive or something.
And I could see that. I would totally even respect that. I'm like, yeah, I get it. You're not going to give me my Mario car on Xbox. I get it, whatever. But that I could get behind that as long as everything else still worked. Yeah.
That gives each store their own little, I suppose, added extra to make 100% profit on that air quote skin, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Kind of in Soul Calibur do one system got Darth Vader and one got Yoda back in the day or something like that?
They did. And I think, didn't they even have Master Chief even in the Xbox version of one of those, or
that? I mean, that sounds right.
Or a Spartan, I guess, or whatever. Yeah, they did that stuff kind of. They were the first to kind of do that kind of stuff, I guess, weren't they?
As far as I can remember, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. But this is cool though, and it sounded also in the article that it would totally work with party chat as far as that goes.
Good.
So once you're in a game together, as long as you're in the team speak or whatever the channel is to speak, it should work.
That's just like Fortnite then. It's like if you're sitting in a lobby, then you're good. No matter what console you're on.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Risky. Fortnite, even though the Switch doesn't officially support it, Fortnite does allow you to use a microphone through the headphone jack, right?
With the Switch?
Yeah, does it?
Yeah, that's I've played a few times like that, but then other times I'll just end up being on Discord.
Discord, yeah. But so I'm wondering if that might be an option that way too, to where even though the Switch doesn't officially support it, Rocket League might be hey, it works. But I don't know. Or you could just use that awesome Nintendo multiplayer app on your phone. Pretty great.
Nope. You should don't even talk about that on here.
Shut your mouth. Yeah, it's that garbage app. No. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, so this is something we talked about recently, and this is cool. It's going to have full on, just like Fortnite, as far as doesn't matter if you're on Switch or Xbox, you can play with your friends. So cool stuff.
Can you see this coming to all the other games? So they'll have their own Rocket ID or Epic account, just so you can do these cross-play.
We're definitely in a world where it's just like every time you see like, hey, enter in your email address here for this, and you just kind of groan because like, oh, great, another 1,000 stupid spam newsletters. But
Yeah.
if this is what it takes to get these games to have cross-play and cross-party chat and stuff, then I can accept that. Like, and it clearly seems like this is the way it's going to be able to get done. It's going to be that the third-party game has their own ID system, and then they kind of sort out the rest.
Which I think that's fine, especially if it's a game you're going to be playing with.
Yeah.
If you're going to be playing cross-platform, that's just kind of like the toll you pay. It's like,
Totally.
yeah, you do have
Yeah.
to sign up for this if you do
Yeah.
want to play with your friends. Like, if you want to bring your progress from Xbox over to Switch and then back to the Xbox, it's like the only way we can really do this is with our own IDs, our own information like that.
Right.
Which actually, Waterloo, he never made an Epic account, and now he's playing on the Xbox and the Switch, but like he's only buying cosmetic stuff on the Switch right now. So it's like none of that stuff carries over for him.
He just needs to link it.
That's what he's like, yeah, I sent an email to Epic to see if they could tell me, and I was like, I'm pretty sure if you just make it on your
Just link it.
Switch, like
Yeah.
it's fine. But so
I saw that. Did
I
you
would assume
message
you
that on
could.
Discord?
what'd you say?
I said, did you message that on Discord?
He actually asked it on Discord.
Yeah.
I think he was just reaching out to anybody, and everyone's like, yeah, I think that should be fine. But I think
Yeah.
he's just hesitant to do it because he doesn't want, I don't know, he doesn't want to lose the stuff he purchased or not be
Just
able
in
to-
case it doesn't work, yeah.
But I was like, by the time you hear back from Epic, it could be a few months, and you could be not playing Fortnite anymore. So
Yeah, also that.
maybe just give it a shot. Hope for the best.
There you go.
And if you lose it, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh well, you didn't need that bombardier skin or whatever weird stuff's going on in that game. So many weird skins.
They're making so much money on that game too. It's just so
Yep.
crazy. Just so crazy.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys hear that? What is that?
Oh, geez.
Definitely not my daughter.
Warning, incoming missile.
So, the last word in the phrase is football.
All right.
So,
That's the one where you throw it to wide receivers and stuff?
Yes.
in a minute I'll find one of those footballs and I'll show you where you can receive it. So, what you need to do for the competition, you need to go back to the last 3 episodes. You need to find out the phrase. It's planted in various random places in the show. Get the full phrase. It's a 4-letter phrase or 4-word phrase. Email us at cagpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll pick a random person next week, and they will win a month's supply of Game Pass. And I think that ties it up all nicely.
And if me and Doc didn't sell you guys on Game Pass earlier, then maybe don't submit an answer.
Or that, yeah.
And trust me, they weren't just filling air because I wasn't here.
Nope.
Negative.
Game Pass is good. Right, back onto the news. So everything we know about the Xbox Elite Controller version 2. Doc, you've put a shed load in here. What do you know?
Well, this kind of got brought up because I've had a couple of my friends kind of ask me, and then like Moose even brought it up. We was playing Battlefield the other day. If what the scuttlebutt was as far as the rumors and stuff, because a lot of people thought it was going to get announced at this past E3. It didn't, so now a lot of people
Gutted.
yeah.
I was gutted.
So now a lot of people are thinking probably next E3. It doesn't seem like something they would just kind of announce out of the blue. It seems like something they would probably save for E3, but leaked via Chinese site and later confirmed by The Verge, the new Xbox Elite controller looks to be an iterative update to the original controller. So this site basically compiled, and it confirmed this with 2 different sources, what they could officially say was with near certainty coming to the next controller. Obviously none of this has been announced, but there is certain things that they can say. We have had several individuals within Microsoft say that this is definitely a thing. So we're just going to kind of go through the bullet points here of what we know so far, and then a little bit on the speculation of what could be. So one thing they have talked about will be in the new controller is a 3-stage hair trigger. So that is different than the current, which has two-stage on or off. So that's just something extra for first-person shooter fans out there. Ability to adjust tension of joysticks, which I actually thought this was a little cool of an idea, because that's something that I'd never really thought about before. As far as you always hear people talk about, like, well, these sticks are a little loose, or they're not, they don't feel right or whatever.
I wonder how you adjust that on the actual.
I have no
controller.
idea.
I'm picturing like screwing it to the right or to the left.
Well, yeah, like is
something
that. Yeah, is it going to be something like a knob you have to twist on or something? Like, how's that going to work? Yeah.
Come on, Chocolate. Keep it together, man.
Do you have to polish it to make it work right? Like, what's what Chocolate?
God damn it! But then that's going to take you out of using, well, which probably a good thing, going into settings and trying to, where you can adjust.
Yeah, exactly. Is that
which is good?
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah,
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. More options, This is a smaller bit, but they said 3 profile saves instead of 2. I never actually made one other than the one I used, but I know there's a lot of people that's
I
like,
have
here's
2
my.
of them, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely used. I've heard a lot of people say, like, this is my first-person shooter setup, this is my racing setup, or vice versa. This next one really excites me because I think every electronic out there should go to this USB Type-C connectivity. Microsoft, please get rid of your bullshit proprietary mini. Oh, it's not even proprietary. Mini USB connection on the Xbox controller.
The micro USB.
Yeah, nobody uses that anymore. Get rid of it, please.
No, it's funny because I work for Verizon, so I work in phones, and I needed a charger for my controller, for my Elite controller, because I have no idea where the original
one it came with, or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going through. We have like drawers of like spare chargers for all of our different phones that we sell.
Yeah.
Can't find a micro USB anywhere.
Yeah, not even with cell phones anymore. Still, yeah, exactly.
The only thing that has them that we like have in stock at this point are like Wi-Fi like hotspots.
Great.
They take them, and these are like refurbished things from like 5 years ago. So yeah, everybody should hop on the Type-C bandwagon.
Yeah, please. It's one of those things too where it's like, I know this is first world problems, but like when you're connecting, you don't have to make sure if it's upside down or right with USB Type-C. It's gonna work. And Switch went to USB Type-C, and I think that was really smart. But yeah, I don't know. It's hopefully they get the memo and go ahead and change that with this one. Then all their controllers hopefully will start doing that.
The Switch is great because it's like I have a charger right next to my bed, and it's for my phone or for my Switch. Like, whatever
totally.
I need. It's
fantastic. Yeah.
If only it was for everything, like my Xbox controller. I guess. I don't know why I need that next to my bed, but
you never know. Revised rubber grips, so sure, I guess. I'm assuming, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to feel and look different on it, but, something they noted. Longer key travel for the reverse paddles.
I like that, actually, because there's a lot of times, at least when I'm used to it now, but when I first started using, like I use A and X on my back paddles, I used to just bump them on accident. Like, how sometimes when you're in the heat of battle, you like grip the controller a little too hard or something like that. It's like, and I'd be in the middle of a gunfight, and then I'd accidentally hit the one on the left, which is reload, or X generally. So then my guy would just start reloading his gun in the middle of a gunfight.
It's like, I'm dead.
You're dead, right. So
see, I'm a noob. I don't use any of the back paddles. I just bought the Elite controller.
No, what?
I bought it for the weight.
Stop.
I do like that about it, though, the
it
heavier
is
weight,
yeah.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
The other controllers just feel like, they are.
They feel like
plastic,
garbage now.
Cheap, awful.
Yeah. They do feel cheap compared,
Chocolate, definitely start to... like A and X to me seem like your best bet for as far as usefulness goes. A on the right and X on the left. But even if you start like going through like your menus, just using that A button on the back, like I never hit the A button on my actual controller nowadays, like for anything. So even if you're like, don't just hop right into first-person shooters doing that kind of thing, but like any type of game you're playing, just if you're playing like I don't know, single player campaign story stuff. Just throw it on, and once you get used to it, it's definitely a game changer.
We shall see. Maybe I'll be able to catch you on kills on Battlefield.
Let's not get crazy now. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I will say that is the kind of an aspect of it too, though, where it's like the idea of like a first-person shooter is you never have to take your thumb off the right stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So theoretically, you're always aiming and taking care of stuff like that. So, we'll see. Bluetooth support, which I think everybody expected that to be the next version because the normal controllers have had that for a while now.
Yep.
This time they're actually saying built-in batteries with a proprietary dock charging station that it would come with. I'm like you. I'm like you. I prefer batteries that I can exchange out.
It's just because the only controller I have that is built like that is the stupid DualShock 4, which the batteries seem to last 2 hours, and then I'm playing from right next to my wall outlet because I have to play with it plugged in because the thing died. It's like if you don't plug it in every night, you're done. Awful.
Not only that, but what pissed me off was like I had a few friends be like, well, these new iterations, they've really improved it. So I went out and bought a new one. That thing dies just as quick, if not quicker, than my launch one. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, did I just get another defunct one or what? Like, I don't know. But yeah, that does make me very upset with how I'm like you. I'm basically having to just play with it on a cord now pretty much all the time. So
yep.
So apparently it's also going to have Xbox Elite version 2 LED lights on the front indicating battery life levels. Sure.
Lifesaver.
Yeah, so I mean there's that. I mean that'll probably be kind of nice to.
It is really annoying to have to like, unless there's another way, I have to like back out to the home menu quick to see what my battery is at.
Yeah.
I don't think
there's not
there's
like a quick way to pop it up on the screen without going to the home menu.
Yeah.
No, at least the 360 used to kind of flash, or it'd give you like a it'd give you some sort of indication, wouldn't it?
That like, hey, getting low.
Now I know when the rumble stops, when the vibration stops, I know my controller's about to die. That's where I'm at right now.
Power down.
And then I look down. Oh, it is dead.
Yep.
It worries me that how they're going to do this LED light battery life, whether it kind of all of a sudden drops to halfway and then halfway to nothing, just instantly gone.
I just hope the lights are super dim, not like the stupid. Another thing wrong with the DualShock, that bright ass light on the back of it that just reflects off my TV back into my face.
Maybe they'll remember like the kind of the uproar about that with that PlayStation had, and maybe they'll be like, yeah, let's just kind of head this one off, But yeah, I don't know. And then this article did have so that was all the stuff that they had basically confirmed from either inside sources or confirmed patents, things like that. There was a couple points that they had as speculation, which see what you guys think about this. I think the first one here seems like a no-brainer, but we'll see. Basically support with Xbox Design Lab, to where you could customize it to look as crazy as you wanted to.
Love it.
You can have my money. Yep.
Yeah, right, yeah, exactly. Who wouldn't? Honestly, anybody in the market for this to begin with, who's not going to want to pay for that extra to do that? So.
And this is going to sound like I bash people who have bought controllers and customized it, but if you have the option of going for the Elite controller and customize it, why would you?
Totally.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
That's
okay,
the
I
thing.
know
It's
that.
like I would love to build a controller right now, but I know that I would build this controller and never want to play with it just because I have an Elite controller. If you give me the ability to customize an Elite controller, then I'm going to have a sweet-ass looking Elite controller that I'll actually be using. So
yeah, that is clearly your best controller, too. Yeah,
it makes sense, I think.
They need to also add in Design Labs a functionality where you can import your own image and obviously filter out the other images that you don't want to be associated with it.
So many dick controllers now.
Well, yeah, could you imagine?
So many.
But could you imagine one with a 16-ounce logo, or one with our logo, or
CAG on one side, 16-ounce on the other handle? I like it.
Yeah, or Batman or Joker just in the bottom right-hand corner of your control.
Yeah, 100%. Like, take my
possibilities
money
are endless.
Yeah. That's a great idea, actually. Like, thinking about it that way, like, I would absolutely pay for that.
Well, even
100%.
I feel like they put out these, I don't really know what to call them, these special edition controllers all the time. Like, they have the NFL ones out now,
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It's like, why not just have all of those options within, which they might have that in Design Lab right now, like certain designs. Last I knew, it was just like, here's the piece. What color do you want each piece?
Yeah.
They
haven't
should
fooled
have
around
other
with it in a
stuff
while,
you can throw
but-
on there.
That would, I feel like that's a no-brainer, so hopefully it will incorporate that. And then lastly, they talked about they had a few people tell them that they were looking at removable and customizable triggers. They couldn't confirm this, but the idea would be to have different triggers that can have different rubberized grips or different textures to them, which, sure, I guess. I mean, that's one of those things I guess I wouldn't really know how useful it would be until I actually tried it.
I think that would be all about comfort.
Right.
I guess.
Yeah.
Like if you prefer how the like R2 and L2 feels on a DualShock, maybe have something a little like flatter.
Right.
So maybe just different shapes. I don't think it's really going to do anything besides like be a comfort thing.
I didn't even think about that, but that's a good point. Like it literally could just be totally different like design philosophies that you could interchange out.
Or like I know some people don't like the RB and LB placement, how you kind of have to like roll your finger to do it.
Right.
So maybe if they were a little more separated, or one that like came out towards you a little bit farther as far as the RB and LB. There's a few things you could do, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd change anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true. I don't know if I would actually utilize that, but could be cool to see what ideas they could come up with, I guess, maybe. But yeah, so that's basically all this article surfaced as far as all the information we've gathered thus far. But yeah, so, maybe next E3 we'll see the new iteration. I say I doubt before then. Who knows, I guess. But
it's coming next week now, so.
Well, the only reason I say that is because I'm just like, I know Moose just bought one, and I'm like, that would be his luck if literally like the next day it's just like, and get version 2 next month, like. But I don't know, I doubt it. I even had a friend ask me the other day, it's like, hey, should I wait or should I get this now? And I basically said, I was like, I thought they were going to announce the D3, they didn't. I would just go ahead and get one now if you can get it for a good deal.
Yeah,
so,
I think that's fair.
Yeah. But
Okay. Next next news story. Todd Howard, if you want us to stop releasing Skyrim ports, stop buying them.
He's not wrong. Money's money.
yeah, he's not. That's a good. He makes a great point. Like, stop. If you're upset by the fact that we keep doing this, just vote with your wallet, and until you do, we're not gonna hate money. So
Yeah.
Todd Howard is
It's kind
just
of like
slowly becoming my favorite person in games. It's just,
dude's a bamf. He
He's so
is
good.
totally 100%. Like, he does not care, and he knows he's like.
he knows he doesn't need to care.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if this is kind of getting at the whole like Skyrim on Alexa or the. Well, actually, let me ask you guys a question. How many times have you each bought Skyrim? And just kind of want to gauge the room here. How many times? How about you, Risky?
Once on 360, played maybe 10 hours of it.
Okay.
Not for me.
But you.
Yeah, I think I bought it on the 360, played it, and I couldn't get into it, which is strange because I was into Fallout and all the other games. So.
I will say though that when it came to Switch, I was like, oh, now is probably the time, right?
I am genuinely surprised that didn't grab you that when that came out on Switch.
It does.
Yeah.
Once I see it in there for $19.99, I'm sure it'll be in my
Done.
cart. But
Yeah. Well, apparently I'm an idiot compared to you guys. I bought it 3 times now.
damn.
360, Xbox One, and Switch. So, with that said, I've probably put over like 300 hours in that game, and I've definitely probably got my money's worth.
Wow.
But it is interesting you mentioned that thing about Fallout, though, Chocolate, because I've definitely had friends that have been one way or the other on the Fallout Elder Scrolls series.
Yeah, it's essentially they're the same format.
Yeah, as far as big open world RPG, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't know what, something just didn't grab me. And to be fair, at Fallout, when I first played it, it didn't grab me, and I did have to try it, I think, about 3 times to slowly get my mind into the right kind of concept of how to play this game, because I was mad on. I just used to play FIFA and like Pro Evo, and that was it.
Right.
So it did take me a while, but yeah, Skyrim's just something I haven't broke, and I can't get into it.
Yeah, I could see that totally. I mean, there are enough fundamental differences between the Fallout and Skyrim to where I totally get that there would be a divide in those games, and there could not be a more stark contrast as far as an environment goes. Like you have I guess it's one of those things. It's like, do you like Mad Max the movie or Lord of the Rings? Like, like which one of those do you prefer? Like, it's kind of like that almost in this video game. Do you want the gritty, rough, post-apocalyptic, just garbage box of a world, or like high fantasy kind of thing? Like, so it's a bigger contrast than people probably think. But
I usually vote no high fantasy for me. I don't.
Yeah,
that's never been my thing. So The Witcher 3, that has always taken me a while, and I've always played it in chunks, but it's like the story in The Witcher helps with any issue
totally.
I have with high fantasy. Skyrim, for whatever reason, it's like those like side quests, and even like the main quest, I was never into it, and I don't know if going back to it now, maybe give it another shot at some point, but like, no, there's so much other stuff to play for me. Can't do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think the reason the Xbox One version kind of breathed new life for me was when the mods kind of hit and made a big presence. So that's been kind of cool. But yeah, no, I think I'm finally to the point where I can finally let go of Skyrim and be like, yeah, I probably don't need to go back for any more of my life into this game because I've already lost so much of it. So
when it comes out on the Xbox One, 2,
Scarlet, yeah,
X,
day one,
Y, Z, you're not gonna buy it then.
Pre-order confirmed. No, sorry, what? No. Well, I don't know. Maybe I could finally prove Todd Howard wrong and be like, yeah, okay, I didn't buy this version, okay? Like,
I didn't buy it for my refrigerator, Todd.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was such a great commercial promo, though.
So good.
That comedian is such a great comedian. Like, yeah. So I don't know. That's who knows? We might see another Skyrim port on the next gen consoles, but we'll see.
That's just Todd Howard just saying exactly what it is, putting it how it is. It's just not.
Yeah, totally.
Doesn't mess around.
Does not.
All right, so that is going to do it for the news. But this week we do have a brand new segment, and we're calling it Chocolate's Call Out Challenge. Chocolate, go.
We are indeed. So my call out this week is going to be to Toast. I've had enough of him. I want him and me on a game of his choosing. I am going to tear him a new one. So yes, I am challenging 16-ounce gaming. Toast. It's you and me. We're going to sort this out on Discord, the game which you want to play. I'll record it and I will show everyone how poor you are at games. And that is the end of it.
Oh, I love it so much. I got chills.
That actually got me way more excited than I thought it would.
I cannot break character.
Toast, if you're looking for an easy win, I'd probably just challenge him to Rocket League. That seems easy.
You're choosing. Do as you wish.
Yeah, so.
Dang.
This should be fun. I look forward to hearing what happened on next week's show.
Don't worry, it will be an easy win for me. I'm not going down.
And not breaking character for the rest of this episode.
Yeah,
Well, never mind.
Need like a Wayne's World.
Could probably find a nice tune for that.
Totally.
All right, well, that's going to bring us to the end of episode 8. This week's episode was sponsored by Boss Boxes, the best gaming boxes delivered right to your doorstep. Head on over to
hell yeah.
One of us one day will sign up for it, and then you'll probably never hear from us again or something. I don't know.
Yeah, if you have bought a Boss Box, let us know. And
or maybe
let
not.
us know how boss this box is.
Or maybe you won't be able to. If you want to check it out, head on over to bossboxes.shop. Use discount code 16ouncegaming for 10% off your subscription. Yeah, all right. If you want to reach out to us on Twitter or Instagram, we are at CAG Podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. If you have questions, comments, concerns, you can reach out at cagpodcast@gmail.com. That's also where you can submit your answers for the contest for the Game Pass. So
We need to come up with a name for that contest.
we do. It's just kind of the forward contest. That's not a good name for it. I'm just saying.
It's
that's
shite,
exactly
isn't
what
it?
We're still
is.
workshopping it.
If you want to catch up on some old episodes, you can head to crossatlanticgaming.cast.rocks and look at those there. We're also part of the 16-ounce gaming family. Come chat with us in Discord. We're there every day. Facebook, YouTube. Those links will
Toast
be in
might
the
not, though.
description. Toast what?
Because he'll be... I said Toast might not, because he'll be embarrassed after I nail him.
Phrasing.
Maybe that's just a weird disconnect between the UK and the US. If I was,
Yeah,
if I was
okay.
nailing Toast in the US, you
Yeah.
wouldn't be enjoying
It
it.
would be.
I'd be nailing Toast in the US.
All right.
Yeah, let's move on.
We also now have a merch shop. If you want to get some cross-Atlantic gaming gear, the link, I'm not going to say it out loud because it's a mess, but that link is in the description if you want to go check it out.
No joke, too. It actually turned out way better than I was expecting. It actually looks pretty cool.
They have
so.
the first thing that caught my eye is they do snapbacks, and we have just the cross-Atlantic gaming. There's a black hat with a teal brim, and the words are purple. It's perfect. I love it. I should order it instead of just talking about it.
I was impressed. Yeah, I'm probably definitely gonna get that hat for sure, and probably that pop back too.
See, I want an espresso mug. Well, I say mug. An espresso cup. That's what I'm after. Can I find one? No.
We'll get you one someday.
Yeah,
Christmas
we'll
is
make it
only 5 months. Oh man, that's gonna be here quick.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you want to reach out to me, play games with me, talk to me, whatever, Risky the Kid everywhere is where you can find me. How about you, Chocolate?
I am Chocolatebear80, more or less everywhere. If you can't find me, I'm not on that platform.
Fair enough. And how about you, Doc?
Yeah, I'm DocH1X1 everywhere. Hey, good news. Turns out I'm actually going to eventually be streaming with you guys here in the next month or so. I'm finally getting better internet, finally. Yeah, finally happened after 2 years of trying to get this sorted out. So,
And now you can stop sounding like a robot when we record because your upload speeds can't keep up with sending me what's actually coming out of your mouth.
well, true, but part of me is, wanting to stay like OG and, not change it up. So, we'll have to see what we can do. But
All right, I like it.
yeah, yeah, but DocH1X1 everywhere.
All right, well, thanks for tuning into this week's episode of Cross Atlantic Gaming. We'll catch you guys next week for an all-new episode. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Love you.